Then the next thing we need to do is we need to establish our plugin basic structure. The plugin basic structure is going to start with these two sentences. I'm just going to write it here. We need to have a transaction open. So it's called transaction. Then we're going to call transaction mode.manual. In this case, since we're using IntelliSense all the time, that means that we're missing our reference. So I just forgot to add this one. It's going to be called the Autodesk Revit attributes. The attributes is going to enable us to see the transactions happening in between the space. Oh yeah, this one is not braces, it's parentheses. So now you can see that turning the colors means that it's already working with the proper function. And then the other one we need is to use open braces, regeneration, we open parentheses, regeneration option dot manual. That means that it's going to change so that it can run whatever we're coding on our class. So having that component is just the starting of the creation of it. And for it to become something that it can be read or it can be running within the AddIn specifically, we need to change this test so that it becomes an iExternal command. So it's going to turn within that one because it says that if we're using an iExternal command as mostly of the iList element, it means that we need to fix it adding some other settings. So we can also look for here, potential fixes, implement interface. So as clicking that implement interface is showing us that it needs to have a result execute external command with a string message and an element set. So far it doesn't have any errors. So far nothing is happening. And if we want, we can just have the not implemented exception, or we can just use our close. That it's a return result succeeded. So having that, it's our main template for any type of plugin. Next thing we want to do is we want to create at least something that we know that we're interacting properly. So the easy one will be just to have a message box. .show. The message box is going to be opening from the object, and the message box is needing here to be read from a different references because this one is out from Windows. So we need to call using systems.windows.forms. Says it's missing an implement. It's like we don't have that one here. We don't have Windows System Forms, so we just need to add it from the references. So we can go assemblies, forms, Windows System Forms. Okay, now we have it. Then it's called message box with capital. And the only thing this one is going to do is going to show us some elements that are happening. For each type of function we're running, let me go a little back. Message box.show opening is showing me there that I just need to give the string text. So running script, and within that one I'm just gonna go, and for next lesson we're gonna run it. We're gonna see how it works, and I'm gonna start explaining how does it work with the variables and the things, and then we can go deeper and deeper.